Right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another adventure from the Unnamed Adventures Guild. My name is Daryl. I will be the DM for the evening. We don't have a massive turn. We've just got a couple of players that will be making the journey and risking their lives for whatever gains they can find. We shall introduce the players and characters now. Chris, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm playing. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing Tad Salt, also called Slydor. He's a sailor, and he found out he don't make the money enough to marry the girl he found in the Numina. So he traveled to the Numina, and he heard tales about how much money they made in the guild. And he also a little bit tired of the sea because he did into storms and did lightning and stuff like that, so he's not happy about that. But yeah, that's why he joined the guild.
Okay. And Del, do you want to introduce your character?
I'm playing Kara Sentok. She is a Scourge Aasimar, and she is a Hexblade Warlock. She joined the guild basically looking to stop people from being hurt in general. She's not a fan of people preying on the weak.
Okay.
Slydor is a human, so you know. Yeah, I forgot that.
Right, no bother. No, that's absolutely fine. Right, okay. So it's a typical day in Illumina. It's a nice sunny one, despite the fact that we're moving into the winter months. It's not too warm outside, but it's not too cold either. So all in all, it's a decent day. Has Sly Dog physically joined the guild yet, or is this his first game?
It's the first game.
First game. Okay, in that case, we shall start in Pincus's office. You've literally just finished signing up the documents that state that the guild gets 10% of the cut and all the usual legal stuff that he makes us all sign. He's welcomed you to the guild, and as he's finishing up, he mentions that an old farm hand from one of the outlying farmsteads has just come in. He's asked for the guild's aid, and he would like you to see if you can get a couple of people together to go out and help him out. He's just waiting outside the office.
So I need to find the people? Okay.
He did, yeah.
So I probably go down under yelling for people to help. To help going on this quest to save a farmhand in the guild.
Kara would probably be walking by and be like, "What are you shouting about?"
We're gonna be heroes and save a farmhand. Or save his farm. I was not sure what the word about, but go out to help a farmhand in a nearby village. And I don't know why, but I was appointed to find people to help me to do that. So with your help, and you probably see him drinking some ale while he's doing it. He's a drunk, so.
I don't think I've seen you around the guild before. You must be a little bit new.
Yeah, I started today. Do they have any politics about being drunk in a job?
I'm
Not that I'm aware
fairly
of.
new. Yeah, I'm fairly new, so I don't know. Might affect your aim.
Oh, okay.
Right,
but,
as you
but I don't say nice to meet you. I put my hand out.
Kara will shake your hand.
He nod and he say, "My name is Shy Slider, or they call me Slider."
It's nice to meet you, Sly Dog. My name is Kara.
Nice to meet you too. Are you going to help me on this grand quest to save the farm boy? Or farmhand, sorry.
I'm always up for helping to save people. Let's get a little more information.
Yep,
Okay.
as this conversation's going on, because he's heard Sly Dog shouting for help with the farmhand. The actual farmhand himself runs over from where he was stood by Pincus's door. He runs up to you and he says, "Are you the ones that are coming out to the farmstead to help? We really, we're in a spot of bother. Like we need help quite desperately. Is it just going to be the two of you?"
I don't say yes, and I'm gonna like kind of tap on his shoulder. Me and her is a pretty good team. We never let anyone down before together.
Oh, that's a relief. Oh, you can't tell you the issues we're having at the minute. The entire farmstead's plagued. Have you heard of the Abernathy farmstead before?
I'm kind of new in this town, so I have not. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's one of the most prosperous farmsteads around. It's one of the primary suppliers of alumina for the grain, other produce. Obviously, it's winter at the minute, so we don't have much growing. But we've got to go. We've got to get there quick. It's the dead. The dead seem to be coming back to life. We don't know what to do.
That kind of sucked.
Well, it definitely does suck. Yes. The old Tom, he's the one that runs the farm. It's his farm. Tom Abernathy, he's the one that sent me out to get the help. He's offered 100 gold pieces to anybody that can help. That's 100 each, mind. It's not a bad deal, but how do you deal with the undead? We don't know.
Well, you better lead us there, and we'll see what we can do.
Yes, that's a good idea. We best go there so that you can see. Right, let's go. I've got a cart outside that could take us. We'll go as soon as you're ready. And with that, he kind of trots out towards his cart.
How long is the journey?
The journey, yes, the journey will be 4 days. So, like I say, he's trotted out to his cart and he's sat waiting for you. So you just need to get whatever you want in terms of supplies and preparations.
I'm gonna ask him, do you have an ale?
Not in the cart.
Okay, he's gonna buy a little barrel of ale. It's not gonna be dry for 4 days, that's for sure.
Over there.
So I don't know how much that costs. 5 gold or something?
Somewhere around there, yeah. 2 seconds.
That's a barrel of, I don't know what the price is.
It'd be a barrel of ale or not. Yeah, we'll call it 5 gold. We'll say that you've found some cheap
Yeah.
hooch.
I'm a fun sailor, so neutrality is not that problem.
Yeah, so you've got yourself your barrel.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to?
Some rations, or do you have that?
You see in the cart, he's got probably enough rations for the well, quite a few people. He was hoping to come back with more than 2. So yes, you've got more than enough rations to get you there. And hopefully back again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in the bed and sit down with my kid of ale and shoot Tankard.
And Carl will just hop in and be like, let's get going. It seems like you guys are in dire straits.
Oh, thanks, miss. Thanks. And with that, he gets the cart team going, and you start trundling off out of Illumina and off towards the farmstead.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour two Tankard of ale up and give one to my. Oh, I forgot your name.
Kara.
Tara. Give her one, and while he reads over to you, you see he have a necklace, and it's China. You know the bottles that have a ship in it.
Mm-hmm.
You see a small one of those with ship and water, and it look like there's a real lightning in the bottle he have around his neck. So, yeah, it's a little treat, but yeah. And he give you your ale if you want it, or he gonna drink them himself. But yeah.
In the interest of making sure that you're not entirely wasted when we get there, she'll drink some of your ale.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so the day wears on.
And Slido he gonna talk about a lot of travel he done to her. And when he taught, she probably know he kinda upped the ante about what really happened to make it a more greater story. So she learned fast. He's like kinda putting a lot of, I don't know you have that term, putting extra salt on it, or putting extra, I don't know what the term is in
like exaggerating.
Yeah, exaggerating, yeah. So she probably learned that fast. Yeah. But then we traveled out in the province, I think.
Okay. Right. So as you're spinning your tails throughout the day, each tail is the last one. The cart's trundling down the road. Driver pulls over to one side, hops out and says, "We've got a early start in the morning, mind. Best to go straight to sleep." He kind of curls up in the on the driver's bench and just starts snoring softly. He's gonna follow suit or what? Sure.
So that's first night, this one?
This is night number 1, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I asked Tara about, are we gonna keep watch, or are we just going to sleep?
I'm hoping that we're far enough from the danger that we shouldn't need to keep watch with just the two of us. It's going to end up in a lot of sleepless nights. Once we get closer, though, I definitely think we should switch out watches.
Okay. I agree with that. And let me pray to the stars to protect us. And I pray. Oh. When I say pray, I'm not pray, I just say some kind of chants as the seamen always do. Not to get bad luck. Yeah.
Right? No. Okay. Right. So, the night wears on. You sleep through. Yeah, a couple of times you stir, thinking you hear something close to the camp, but the cart, but each time it turns out to be nothing, and you have a relatively peaceful night. Next morning, the cart driver wakes you up just before dawn. She starts gesturing about. We've got to go. We've got to go. Jumps back up into the cart and waits impatiently for you to do whatever as part of your morning routine.
And you'll see Kara will go sort of to the side of the cart where she can't be seen as well, and she'll pull out her blade, and she'll whisper to it almost inaudibly, and then make a slice on her right forearm, but no blood will come out. It'll just be an instant scar, and then she'll put her blade back in as sort of a thing to her patron, make sure he's appeased, and then she will eat and hop up into the cart.
Slider is already laying in the car and just sleeping, and you probably don't think you did him up before a few hours.
I'm assuming he's snoring really loud too.
Yeah, and he's like, kind of drunk from yesterday, so yeah.
Okay. Yep, so the cart trundles off again. Journey continues. Is there anything in particular you want to be doing in the back of the cart while it's going, or is it just a case of waiting to get there, or?
I'd be talking to the farmhand and seeing if I can get any more information, like when the dead started to arise, like when they first started to notice it, anything unusual happened before it happened, or before they started to rise, that kind of thing.
He'll be looking forwards as he's going, making sure the team's going in the right direction, but he'll happily be telling you everything he knows. He's going, it's been, well, before I left, it must have been a week. At first, it was just the one. We thought it was just some random poor cursed soul that had wandered, found his way into the farmstead. We managed to take that out, although he did kill poor Jerry before we managed to get him. But since then, we've seen more and more of them in the woods nearby. Thankfully, that's the only one that's wandered into town, into the farmstead. But it's only a matter of time. We've got to hurry. For all I know, poor Bessie might be gone. They might all be gone. We've got to hurry up and get back. I just don't know what to say. First, it was the werewolves. Now it's zombies. The dead. We seem to be plagued with curses.
You might want to think about relocating.
Well, to where? It's you get your meals fairly cheap, if not for free. Can you say the same in the Illumina?
No, I suppose not.
And probably now Slider gonna wake up when he was yelling or talking very loudly. And he's gonna complain about the noise.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Dog. I don't mean to be shouting and whatnot, but these are strange times indeed.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, yeah. And he gonna pour some air off. Oh.
So as the day goes on, for farmhand, he's out the Abernathy farmstead, about his bestie that's waiting for him back home, and he always seems to circle back around telling the same story about the wandered into the town and ate the farmhand Jerry before it was dispatched. You get probably quite a bit bored of the story by the end, by the 10th or 11th time he tells it. But as luck would have it, day number 2 is nearly finished.
Yeah.
Cart pulls over for the rest,
Yeah.
the nightly rest.
Slider gonna ask Terra about what they are, because it's kind of beauty he never seen on the 7 seas, or how many seas we have in this universe. And he never seen a beauty like her, or as he says, that he gonna ask into what she are.
Well, my parents were both human, but I was a little bit more. When I was younger, especially, I would get dreams from a celestial being that would try and guide me, but I ignored it for a good portion of my life. I'm for the most part, you can think of me as human. There's something a little more inside of me that I have yet to tap into as well.
Okay. But it's still a beauty.
Well, thank you, Sly Dog.
That's all. And he gonna drink.
Okay, so night is upon us again. The farmhand is snoring softly. Are you setting a watch tonight, or are you sleeping through?
Are you staying up a little while longer drinking, Sly Dog?
Yeah, probably a little bit, yeah.
All right, when you're about to pass out, wake me up and I'll take a watch.
Okay. And
Okay.
I'll probably be up. I don't know, it says 6 hours we need to have sleep, right? So we probably keep watch 6 hours, so she got his rest already. Oh, she have 2 hours. She to keep watch, I have to rest. So I'm gonna be up 6 hours, and that time I'm pretty drunk. So I'm gonna go over where she's sleeping and just gonna fall on her, unconscious.
Okay.
Sly Dog! And she'll push him off and sort of settle herself and get up.
Yeah, he's totally out. So, yeah.
Okay. So after your rude awakening, you'd assume watch. Can you make me a perception check, please?
So 19.
19. So you're fairly awake, you're fairly alert. Probably has something to do with the great lump falling on you.
Yeah.
You're looking about, keeping a watch. You feel that something, as you get closer to the Abernathy farm, you feel like the atmosphere is becoming more and more oppressive the closer you get. But as the night wears on, you think you hear a few things in the wilderness around you, but nothing pokes its head through it. Nothing seems to threaten you. So once again, you get through the night without any incident, but you can't shake that feeling. There's something not quite right with the land as you're moving through it. But that said, the sunlight comes up. The feeling goes a little bit towards the back of your mind. Doesn't completely go away, but as the sun comes up, you do feel a bit better. And the farmhand rouses himself from his sleep again, and away is again.
How far are we now from your farm?
Oh, we're about halfway now. That was the second night. We'll be there by tomorrow night. Yeah, the fourth night. We'll be back.
All right. Let us make haste.
That's a good idea. Yes, we'll get the team to move as fast as they can. But bless them, they can only go so fast over such a large distance. We'll get there as fast as we can, though, Miss. Yes.
Understandable. Now, help me drag this drunkard into the cart.
Yep. He jumps down off of the driver's seat. He grabs hold of Sly Dog underneath the armpits, and he helps you chuck him bodily into the back of the cart. With that, he jumps back up into the bench. He fidgets impatiently while you climb in, and then away you go again.
And Slide or probably wake up midday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Carl probably have a little bit of a nap too, just in anticipation of getting her watches in, because she definitely wants to keep watch now that she's had that feeling.
Yep. Okay. Right. So, third day passes fairly uneventful. Even the farmhand's starting to get bored of his own stories about the zombie, about his Bessie. Silence starts to descend more and more on the group as you trundle into your third and final night out in the wilderness before hitting the farm the following night.
I still have a lot of stories to say.
Well, yeah, you're probably keeping them all entertained at the minute when you can get a word in edgeways and when you're not passed out drunk.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It's like drunken man's tales, if you know that. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it don't.
Okay. So, we've hit the third and final night. The farmhand, even he's starting to feel this oppressive sense at this stage. He's constantly looking about. He's twitchy. He's wary. He still folds himself up onto his seat and seems to go into a bit of a restless sleep. And he just leaves you to your own devices. Are you setting a watch?
Yeah.
Did you want first watch or second watch, Psyduck?
I'm pretty drunk right now, so let me take second so I sober a little bit up.
All right. Have some water in between your ale. It will help.
No. Water. I don't know. Maybe some wine. Do you have wine?
I'm sorry, I don't carry wine with me.
Okay. And I'm just going to sleep then.
Okay.
When he goes to sleep, I'm going to take some water from the cart and try to water down his ale.
He gonna know that instantly.
Well, I tell you what.
That's okay.
No, we'll wait till morning for that. We'll wait till morning. Let's see. And in the meantime, though, can you roll me a perception check, Cara?
This one is much worse than the last one. 6.
Right. So the oppressive feeling.
Yeah. I was preoccupied with doing his thing and not with the watch.
Exactly.
I was so confident from the last night.
So, yes. Maybe he's a bit too distracted with watering your friend's ale down. The feeling's still there, but you don't feel like there's anything immediately in the area. Every now and again there's a rustle, but nothing else. Your watch passes uneventfully.
Okay, and she'll go up to Sly Dog and shake him, and when that doesn't work, she'll probably give him a slap, see if that wakes him up.
Yeah, the slap probably wakes him up.
Yep.
And he
So,
done the first thing
Sly
he done
Dog?
say, "What's me? What's me?"
It wasn't me.
Your turn. And she's just gonna curl up and try to get to sleep.
He done taste some ale, and when he tastes it is water up, he gonna kind of yell out.
Actually,
If he
no. I want you to do a perception check on the ale first.
okay. No, okay. Let me see. 13.
Right. Yep, I will say that's yes. You've probably noticed that it doesn't taste quite as strong as it did before.
And I say,
On a
"What
13.
the hell?"
I thought I saw somebody sneaking into our camp earlier. Maybe they watered down your ale a little bit. I'll keep a better watch next time, I promise.
And I'm just looking at her because a liar know a liar, so he probably sure she's lying to him. But I could do it inside if you want that. But
No, I won't have your all insight on that
Okay.
because I don't want this to turn into a fight in the party.
no, I'm not gonna fight. I just know she's lying, so it's not something new that's happened to him. There's a lot of people that do that shit.
Well, I tell you what's your passive insight?
40.
14. Okay. Kara, give me a performance check.
Performance. 14.
Oh, you're not entirely sure whether she is lying. There's enough of doubt in your mind that you're not entirely sure at all.
I'm still gonna drink it. I'm just drinking more. There's no problem with that.
Right. No bother. Because you are drinking while on watch, can you roll me another perception check, only this time at disadvantage?
Yeah, sure. See, let me roll here. 22. I got a 20. I got a 20 and 18.
Very well done. Right. So, despite the fact that you've been drinking virtually non-stop since this started, despite the fact that you're probably seeing 2 of everything, if not 3 of everything, you're still alert enough to notice that there are things moving around in the tree line, just around the cart, keeping the distance. They don't seem to be coming any closer, but there's definitely shapes out there. As you peer a bit more closely, you can see that they are in fact what look like walking corpses, standing, watching, doing nothing but watch.
I'm gonna go over to Tara, how to describe it? I go over to Tara while she lay down, and I'm gonna kind of not jump on her, but have my legs be on my knees on each side of her, and have my head totally up to her and say shh. I try to wake her up so she just see my face. The first thing when she wake up.
She would probably like blink sleepily a couple of times and then jolt really hard when she sees you like right in front of her. Be like, what's going on?
Walking corpses.
Oh, jeez. All right. Are they coming towards us at all?
No, they're just watching.
Did you see how many of them there are?
How many are there?
Yeah, I'd say your perception check was high enough. There was quite a lot. More than you could probably fight with just the 2 of yous.
I
Counted. Yep.
I just want a time of number.
30, 40.
17. 70. I see 2, right? You say I see 2.
Yeah,
For
no,
each
that's fair enough.
Oh, that's rather a lot of them. If they're just watching, maybe we should get out. I don't think we can fight them, but I also don't want to bring them in if we move too much. Keep observing. I'll stay up with you, and if they make a move towards the cart, we'll deal with it then.
Okay. And he gonna move away from her.
Okay. So the rest of the night wears on. You're both up and you're both keeping watch. Kara, as you move about the cart, you start to see them as well, just beyond the tree line, staring blankly in your direction, but not making any moves towards you. After what seems like forever, the dawn starts to come up. The farmhand starts stirring. Make me both another perception check.
Do I still have disadvantage?
Depends. Have you been drinking while this is all going on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I probably need a feat where I don't get a disadvantage when I'm drunk. 12.
10.
I'm still better.
Yep.
Just. Well, while you're moving about the cart, getting ready, you take eye contact away from the zombies. And when you look back, that split second later, they all seem to be gone.
That's disconcerting. And Kara will go up to the farmhand and be like, we need to move now.
Why? What? Why?
We had visitors in the night of the undead variety.
Oh, the what? The here? Oh, things might be worse than we originally thought. Quick, get in the cart. Get in the cart. With that, he jumps on the bench. He starts fidgeting almost to the point where he's moving himself to fall off the bench because he's so agitated to get out. And he waits for you to climb in the back. Do you jump straight up? Is there anything you want to do?
Kara's just going to quickly go to the tree line and see if she can see any like footprints or anything, or if everything just vanished.
Roll survival.
Oh my god, I need new dice. Survival 5.
Right. You just see what looks like marks in the soil. You can't discern whether they walked off, whether the tracks, whether it's just the weather that's made those imprints. There's no way you can know for sure.
Alright, she's just going to kick the dirt and run back to the cart and hop in.
Okay. As soon as you're both in, the driver takes off at what seems like double the pace that he's been doing so far, as he works his team harder than he should in his fright and his panic to get back to his Bessie. So, as the day wears on, the cart obviously returns to its normal speed because the team can't maintain that kind of pace. So it just goes back to its normal trundling down the track. And even the farmhand at this stage is paying more attention to the tree line than he is to where the cart is going. It's a good job that the team seem to have done this route a few times. They're basically driving themselves down the track at this stage, as his eyes are on stalks, looking every which way, trying to see if he can see any of the walking dead.
Are we soon our destination now?
Yes, Mr. Slydogs, we'll be there probably within the next couple of hours.
Og det Slider gonna take like twice between the spears now or the arrows, so he don't get that drunk. So he's just a little bit drunk.
Just keeping
Got a
himself
nice
topped up.
buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. So the next couple of hours wear on. The sun isn't quite going down yet, but it's definitely late in the afternoon, getting on for evening time. When you get there, you see the farmstead coming up in the distance. You see that it's a good-sized farmstead. You can see why it's a prosperous. The fields themselves cover quite a few acres of ground around. You can see that there's what looks like a small village to one side, but that looks fairly well inhabited, usually fairly tidy. You can see that there's because it's getting into the winter months. There's leaves blowing about on the street and bit debris here and there in the wind. And next to the little village is a big giant farmhouse, which, without any prompting from the farmhand, is Tom Abernathy's house, because it could only be the owner of the farmstead. This almost a manor house. It's an overgrown cottage. It's a really compared to the buildings in the rest of the village, it's quite luxurious and a bit ornate. The farmhand pulls up the cart onto the drive, and before the team have come to a complete halt, he jumps out and he starts running towards the big, and he's yelling, "Mr. Abernathy, Mr. Abernathy, we saw more of them, we saw more of them." And you see this man come out of the house. He is middle-aged, human, obviously quite prosperous in his dress, not to the extent that you're used to seeing in Illumina with the lords and ladies that move about, but definitely a better quality of clothing than you see on your average commoner. His demeanor, he looks like he's used to being in charge, but at the same time, you can see there's a glint of worry in his eyes. He's not entirely sure how to handle what's going on at the minute, and you can see that there's grey in his hair that looks more like stress than it does age.
Carl hop off the cart and head towards the farmhand and Mr. Abernathy, and she'll say, "Mr. Abernathy, we are from the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. We heard you're having a bit of a problem with undead, and I fear we've seen a bit of your problem as well."
While she's saying that, you see Slider trying to jump off the wagon, but he's gonna fall and it's just say a smash right on the ground while it's you do that.
Carl will hear him fall off, and she won't look around. She'll just sort of like close her eyes and like, "Oh God," for a second, and then be like, "We are very competent, I promise."
Right, Mr. Abernathy, he holds his hand out to Kara. He says, "I'm Tom. I'm sure that Alan here has told you about the troubles that we've been having. I'm sure he's told you about the fact that we seem to be getting plagued by a curse of the walking dead. We just don't know what to do. One of them came out and it took everything we had to kill it. Now we're seeing more and more in the woods, and it's only a matter of time before they attack the farmstead. Bus.
Slider gonna yeah, with mud in his face, he gonna go up to the guy and put his hand out. His hand is probably also muddy.
He looks at your hand and he takes it a bit hesitantly, and as soon he still gives you a firm handshake, but you can see that when he pulls his hand away, he's rubbing it on the back of his trousers, trying to get rid of the mud that has been transferred from your hand to his.
Okay.
Sly Dog, is your passive perception 14?
Yeah.
It is, yes, I thought it was. While this is going on, you're hearing strange sounds on the wind. You can't quite determine what it is, but that sounds a little bit abnormal.
Can I hear from where?
Not with your passive. Roll me a perception check to see if you can work out which way it's coming from.
That's just not with disadvantage, right?
No, you said that you're just keeping yourself topped up, so I'll assume that
Yeah.
means you're just tipsy and not drunk.
Yeah. I got a 16 on my dice, so 20.
Okay, so you can hear that the sound is coming from behind you. When you're looking about, you see that there's two fairly big barns opposite, and the moans seem to be coming from the side of the barns.
Oh, so the sound remind me of the sound I heard yesterday, or?
It does, because you rolled the you're recognizing it now, and as I say, it's now like moans.
Okay. I'm gonna say to the people that's not in our party, move into the house. I think there's something on the way over here. And I'm gonna say to Tara, I can hear something behind the barn.
Kara will also just be like, he's right. If there's something going on, you guys don't need to be here. And she'll draw her rapier and be like, how do you want to approach this? Do you want to try and get the drop on them, or wait for them to come to us?
Let's move a little bit away from the house, and I probably have a way to get them to notice us.
All right, sounds good.
And I'm gonna move 60 feet away from the house or something. Yeah, 60 feet away from the house. And I have a signal whistle, and I'm gonna just blow that shit.
Right. 2 seconds. Everybody runs into the house as you instruct. They see a couple of farmhands that are doing odd jobs, cleaning up the winter debris, things like that, just to try and keep the place as tidy as possible. They basically drop the brooms and run inside upon hearing your command.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say they need to bother the door too. Barricade the door.
Yeah. You hear as you move away from the house, the things seem to be getting piled up in front of the door. It doesn't just sound like they're locking it. There's a big, heavy dragging noise as if a cabinet or a table is being pushed up against it to lend extra weight.
Okay.
Right.
So is it dark out now?
It is still moving on to darkness. The sun is setting, but there's still enough light to see. Can you see the screen share that I'm doing at the minute?
I don't see a screen share.
I don't
You don't see it. 2 seconds. What have I done wrong?
I'm gonna ask Tara, can you see at night?
Not very well, but I can light it up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I have problems to see at night too. So
Okay. Can you see the screen share now?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, champion.
Ooh, we use
Right, so this is the barn. I did, yes. Thank you very much. It's thanks to your suggestions. I've been fiddling with the program and come up with a couple of things which I'm quite proud of.
okay.
Right. The figure that I'm circling at the minute in red, the figure I'm circling now in blue is. So you have come round this side of the barn. Sly Dog has blown his whistle.
Yeah, we like to go away. No, it's the barn. It's not the house, right? The house with the lot into, right?
Yeah, you've moved away from the house.
Okay.
You've moved 60 feet down, and you're on the other side of the barns.
Okay.
And after you see coming round, originally going the other way, 4 zombies wandering round. And I believe it's time to roll initiative.
Oh shit. Oh, I rolled a 19. I rolled a 2 today.
12.
19 and a 12. These are rolling really. I'll have something to do with the fact they've got a minus on their Dex mod. Right, so Sly Dog, you are first up in the order of things. So what do you do?
I don't know. I don't know what to call it. You see him take his bottle when you have around the net and hole in it, and he pulls the hand out, and it looked like it coming lightning out of his hand, but it's a ray of frost. I don't know, test on one of the zombies.
Okay.
So it looked like this lightning coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 to hit.
2 seconds.
His standard zombies, I think that gonna hit.
It is a standard zombie, you're right, and that does hit. Yeah. Armor
Yeah.
class 8.
Yeah. I don't know. At least we can hit this shit. Let me see where Frost is a D8 total damage. Okay, I do 2 total damage, and I reduce his speed by 10 feet. To
By
start
10
off.
feet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna move it behind or side by side with Tara. I'm gonna say, Tara,
Here?
yeah, there, and say to Tara, we got this. And it's gonna be a great story to tell.
Right. So, how much did you say your damage was on the
2.
zombie?
2.
Okay. And Kara, you're next.
Okay, so as a bonus action, she's gonna curse the zombie right in front of her in the green shirt,
Right.
and that'll be her Hexblade's curse. And then she's gonna move up. How far can she get up? She's got 30 feet of movement.
30 feet will get you pretty close. That is
halfway.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 6 there, or it'll get you there.
Okay. That seems good. And she'll throw out her hand to the zombie that she cursed and cast Eldritch Blast. It's a nat 20.
Very well done.
So that is less than 1d10. If I'm a d10. So that's 13 damage. And
Very nice.
it's pulled 10 feet closer to me.
Right. So is it the one that's directly opposite you? This one here?
Yep.
So that lands there. Right. So zombie 4's next in the pecking order. He starts moving towards you. 2, 3. Is it 20 feet for movement speed? I've forgotten already. Yes, it is.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. So
Slower than a
gets
gnome.
As far as that. Yeah, slower than a gnome. And zombie 2, which is the one that you pulled, moves up next to you, Kara.
Yep.
And this zombie attacks you. When I stop pushing buttons, there we go. And the zombie hits you for 10. So I'm assuming that doesn't get past your AC.
Nope. 13 is my AC.
Yep. Okay. Was zombie 1, sorry, no, I was right the first time. Zombie 3's next. And she even will go 1, 2, 3. And she will also take a swing.
Okay.
And she does horribly also, rolling a 6. Final one comes in. 1, 2, 4. And this one does even worse. So none of them hit.
Awesome.
And it's back to the top of the round, and it is Sly Dog's turn.
Yeah. And let me see. So, how is zombies trying to... can you unmark your zombie? Because I cannot see where the people are.
Oh.
Oh, that's true. Let's see. Yeah. How to move. Kind of trappy situation you got yourself into.
That's what I intended. I have a plan. Might not look like it, but I have a plan.
I gotta move. I don't want to go into it. I really don't want to be here. I don't know, shoot what do you call it, the number 1 zombie with the ray of frost. It looked like I did lightning out. And I pretty sure I roll a 8. So that's lucky.
Yep, just say winged him. You managed to hit him.
Yeah. And I do 5 total damage.
And that was on zombie 1, you said.
Yeah, and he have 10 less movement speed.
Yep.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Kara?
Okay. Kara is gonna grin because this is exactly what she wanted. Was for these guys to be surrounding her, and she's gonna throw out her hand and her right hand, where you see all these scars light up, almost with like this dark pulsing, and they'll come out of her hands, and she's gonna cast Arms of Hadar. And all the zombies within 10-foot radius of her will have to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
That is
Yes.
all creatures, right?
It is, yep.
Yeah, but so it's good I didn't walk up to her.
Yes, it's definitely good. And the spell save DC is 13.
Okay. So the zombies get +1. And not a single one of them make it.
Awesome. Okay, so they all take 6 damage. The one close, or the zombie 2, will take an extra 2 damage because he's part of my curse.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cannot take reactions until their next turn. And so
Right.
once she does that, she is going to back up towards Sly Dog.
Okay. So I'll move you first.
Yep.
So as much movement as possible to right next to it.
Yep.
About there. Yep.
Yep, sounds good.
Right. Okay. So with regards to zombie number 2, that
Yep.
zombie has taken a nasty knock. The damage on that zombie was 8 in total, wasn't it? 6 plus an extra 2.
Yep.
2 seconds. That zombie needs to do a Constitution saving throw. The DC on this throw is 5 plus the damage you've done, so that's 13. And the zombie looks like it's about to fall down dead, but steadies itself as it's fallen and starts shambling towards us again, looking like it could drop apart at any moment, but the spell didn't finish it off. The others are also looking very haggard, but they're still going strong. Right.
It's pretty great that we need to find zombies that have no holy people.
All right. So, zombie number 4 starts shambling towards you once again. 1, 2, and Kara, he attacks you,
All right.
and he hits you with 21, and
Okay.
he damages you for 6 points of damage, 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Zombie number 2 shambles up. Can't quite make it. Neither can zombie 3. Number 1 can.
Move 10 feet.
Oh, sorry,
would do-
that one can only move 10 feet, can't it? Yeah, my
Yeah.
apologies. So that one is actually lagging behind the others. He can't get there at all. No, he'll be there. Right.
Now I'd be one more
So,
closer.
back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, back up to the top of the round. And Sly Dog.
Yeah, I like to move 10 feet under Tara, if that makes sense. 2 stress under Tara.
So, there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'm gonna use a bonus action to trigger one of my abilities, or temporous magic. That's only say if I use after I cast, I want to call it immediately or after I cast a spell of first level or higher, I can what to call it fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. They're not gonna cast Thunder Wave, and that is a cube of 15 feet, operating for me, so I can get all the zombies right there.
So,
yeah, cube there, yeah.
Go for it.
That is Constitution saving throw. Oh, that's not good. But a 13, yeah.
Okay, so we will roll the Constitution saving throws. Did you say 13?
Yeah.
Was the DC? So 2 of them make it.
Yeah. So if it fails, the 2 turtles take 2d8 thunder damage and push 10 feet away from me.
Okay.
And the other ones, I'm pretty sure, just take half.
Okay.
When I do this spell, I unsecured objects are completely within the area automatically pushed 10 feet away if there's any objects. And you can hear is a thunder and boom 300 feet away from this place.
Okay.
And what? I rolled 16 on the damage, so I rolled
well
2d8. So the 2 that fails take 16 thunder damage, and the other 2 take 8.
Okay. So the 2 that fail are zombies 2 and 3. No, the 2 that pass is 2 and 3, sorry, and 1 and 4 are the ones that fail. So they both took 16 points of thunder damage.
Yeah, push 10 feet away from me.
Yeah. First of all, that dropped them down to 0 hit points. So they are going to make Constitution saving checks. Do this separate this time. 1 failed, and the other one failed also because it would have been 21. It would have been very hard to miss, to pass even 10 feet backwards, basically break apart and dissolve into the ground. The other 2 at half damage. Number 2 is also 0. So 5 plus 8. Number 2's hanging in there like.
It's a tough son of a bitch.
It is, isn't it? And what's the other one? Number 3 is looking worse and worse as the fight progresses.
And I'm gonna fly behind. I'm gonna fly 10 feet back and move 10 feet more back. I don't want to get in melee. So 20 feet back. I like to stay
20 feet back.
I like to stay straight behind the tower if possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were there. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's it. Totally okay.
Okay. So, Kara.
Okay. Kara is going to take her rapier and try to decapitate zombie number 2. So she'll move up and try to decapitate him.
Okay, go for it.
Uh, 10 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, yay for bad AC. Okay, so D8s. Where are my D8? 3, 5, 6. 6 plus 2, so 8 damage.
8 damage on number 2.
Yep.
That one gets knocked. Bits of it start falling off, and this time it stays down. It breaks apart, and it turns to dust.
And as it's turning to dust, you'll be able to see like this dark, almost smoke come back, and some of Kara's wounds start healing up.
Okay. So, final zombie moves and turns towards Kara and makes its attack for 22 hitting and does 7 points worth of bludgeoning damage.
Worked hard to heal that up.
And back to the top again, Sly Dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my ray of frost that looks like lightning that did out of my hands.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
rolled a 3 again, so I'm at 8. I'm
Yeah.
so lucky about the fucking bad AC.
Yeah, just a bit.
7 cold damage.
7 cold damage. Where have I put the thing? Oh, it's looking haggard, but it's not down yet.
Okay. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. Kara?
Okay. Kara is gonna just swing her rapier around towards him again and hopefully do to him what she did to the last one.
Okay.
15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, that wasn't very. 15 or not 15. Geez, 5. Just add
Okay.
10.
That still reduces it to 0. It seems to be beginning to break apart. But it somehow steadies itself and comes at you again.
All right.
Fusion check. And it attacks you once more. But it swings and it just flails about, missing you by quite a margin as it lunges at you. Sly Dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a ray of frost again.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 to hit.
Yeah.
And I do 1 damage.
Well, it's enough. It must make another Constitution save, but unfortunately, the DC is only 6.
Oh, okay. I should do it. No.
It got a 21. Okay, Kara?
Okay, so she's gonna cast Booming Blade on her blade just to try and do whatever she can to murder this thing and just try to slam it as hard as she can.
Okay.
15 again to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and then that's 10 damage.
Okay, yep. So once again, it looks to drop to bits. This time, its arms start to crumble in as it reaches out for you. It drops to the floor as its legs can no longer support its weight, and it turns to dust. And the zombie is defeated.
So they turn to dust? Okay.
Yeah, there's piles of dust where there used to be.
Shydot gonna go up to Tara and say, "Good job and hot her." not a tired hot, but just hot her.
Thanks, Slydog. You too. That thunderous boom was very helpful.
Yeah, I got it. My magic at sea. So in a storm. But that's why. But it's kind of new for me, so.
Well, you wield your magic excellently.
Thanks. Let's go save some people. Oh.
So, I going. Well, what do you do next?
Is there anything left of the zombies? Like anything left of their clothes? Like any notes or anything? Like, I know zombies wouldn't have orders or anything, but maybe a sign of where they came from.
So, was there not dust?
I'm seeing if any of their clothes survived or anything that might tell us something. I'm assuming that's going to be too low, but we'll see. Investigation. Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to be too low. 6.
Yep. You rummage through, but you find nothing but dust. Certainly nothing that can tell you where they originated from.
Okay.
Slydot will say, let's go back to the farmhand and see about the safe.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so you just wander back up to the farmhouse. You hear muffled noises coming from inside. What's going on? Shh! You don't know. They could be outside as we speak. Shh!
Carol will slam on the, like, knock on the door really hard and just yell, and the danger's past for now.
As you knock on the door, you hear a bunch of people inside screaming fright, but then hesitantly, you hear things start getting dragged away from the door, and the door opens a crack at first. You see Tom peering through, and then he opens it wide. Oh, I'm glad to see that you're all right. What happened?
Just a minor undead incursion. We took care of it, but I have a feeling there's more where that came from.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you have 4 less zombies to think about.
There was 4 this time. Oh, if they keep coming like this, we'll be dead in a week.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Have they always been coming from the same spot, or have they, like you said, only one of them came in before? These ones came from around the barn. Is that where the last one came from?
Yeah, that's the closest point to the edge of the forest. That's where the original one came from as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tara, are we going a trip into the forest today? Asked Tara, are we going a trip into forest together?
It seems like we might have to. If we can't just wait here for them to keep coming to the farm. They'll overwhelm them. We need to stop it at the source, from what I can understand.
Okay. So you wander up to the edge of the forest. Are you? Do you want to roll me survival checks?
Oh, fuck.
Eight.
I got this. 8.
we are so good in the forest.
Right. As you're looking.
I'm not looting for anything. I'm just walking behind Tara and looting. I'm mad at you.
Right, so as Kara looks about, trying in vain to find some tracks or anything that could be useful, and as Slydog follows Kara about, intently looking where he shouldn't be, you start to hear chuckles coming out from behind the trees. Not sinister chuckles, just a bit of a laughter of amusement. And this man steps out in front of you. Again, he looks human. And unlike Tom Abernathy, though, he is obviously a lot younger. He seems to be in his mid to late 20s. And he's looking at both of you in amusement as they scan the floor, searching for the signs of the zombies.
Excuse me, who are you?
Well, it's Chain. Who are you?
I'm Kara. I'm with the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. I'm here with my friend here, Slydog, to deal with zombies. What would you be doing out here in such a dangerous place?
Oh, Miss Kara, it seems that you and I may have a similar goal in mind. I've been tracking some of the cursed dead for a couple of days now, and I've just wandered upon this farm. How is it going on your end? Are you having much luck against the beasts?
Wait, you can track these things? You mean all these impressions in the mud are more than just like scuffs? I can't see anything looking at them.
Such vile beasts leave more tracks than just what they leave in the mud.
Oh, well, you might be able to help us then. We've had quite success fending them off, but not so much in finding out where they are.
Slider would like to see about his line.
Okay, roll insight.
19.
Yep. So you don't detect anything that could be sinister or deceitful. He seems quite genuine. His body language is very open. Clearly, he doesn't mean you any harm. He believes what he's saying, so you assume, therefore, that he is telling the truth. Can see as you look at him, and as you're trying to determine if he is being honest, that there seems to be a holy symbol around his neck.
Oh, okay. I go up to Tara and kind of hit her with my elbow and say, I think we can trust him.
And Kara kind of winces because you hit her where one of the zombies clawed at her, and she's like, "Oh, yes, I see that too."
All right. Chain notices the wince as Slydog elbows Kara, and he chuckles again to himself in amusement, and he says, Miss Kara, I could actually do something that might be a wound in your side, if you'd allow me.
I'm not going to say no to a little bit of healing. It's not a pleasant wound, for sure.
Okay. So he comes over and up to you. As he gets closer, you can see that he is wearing chainmail. and there is great sword strapped to his back. He comes close to you and he lifts his hands up in a placating gesture and then places them across the wound, and he casts Lay on Hands on you.
Kara just sighs. Thank you. It feels much better.
You're more than welcome, Miss Kara. How about you, Mr.
What about me?
Well, for a start, am I allowed to know your name?
I'm Slydog.
Ah.
Or they told me Slydog. But my name is Tad Salt, but Slydog is what I've been told.
Well, pleased to meet you, Sly Dog. Do you require any healing?
No. I'm kind of like my fight from a distance, so...
He was smart enough to stay out of the way when the zombies started clawing.
That is indeed smart. You don't need to get. You don't want to get too close to these brutes.
Yeah.
When he did Lay on Hands, is that for all of my missing health, or just for a couple of points?
How many missing points do you have?
8.
Yeah, you can. He has healed your entire pool of missing points.
Awesome. I'm assuming it's pretty dark out now too, right?
Oh yes, as the fight's gone on, we are now to night time. As you've wandered into the woods, it's even darker than normal because any moonlight is being obscured by the trees. So it is pretty dark at this stage.
I've done a light of torch.
Okay.
And Carl just cast light on her rapier, so when she's got it out, she should be able to see.
Very well. The chain looks at you both, smiled amusement in his eyes, and he says, probably a good idea that you're able to see out here. Things are probably going to get a bit more bumpy as we go. Speaking of which, if you're of a mind, I believe I know where these abominations are coming from. Do you care to join me?
Do you know how many there is?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get an exact count. I do know that there's quite a few. They're scattered about. I think they're coming from a rocky area that is not too far from here. There is something there that, well, let's just say the closer I get to that rocky area, the worse feeling I'm getting. It's quite oppressive around here.
So let's go.
Lead the way.
Okay. So he leads you off into the forest. A couple of hours go by. Can you do me perception checks?
I'll do one with disadvantage because I'm walking behind Tara.
Right, okay.
11.
5.
I'm still better than you.
I know.
Right. So you're walking along. You hear as you walk to come out to threaten you, but the noises you hear, you can't be entirely sure if you're not being followed or not. As time goes by, though, the trees start to clear, and you find in this
Is that
area
8 or
here.
mushrooms?
Sorry?
Is that 8 or mushrooms?
What, they're mushrooms.
Okay. I just thought there was a random 8 or something like that. So gonna threaten kill us with a lizard.
I think that would be a bit harsh for a tier 1 game, but there you go.
Yeah, probably.
Right. So, you're coming out of the trees, from the bottom here, from the south. And as you get into the rocky enclosure, you see that there's light, green. Every now and again it flickers to red. Every now and again it flickers to other sickly colours. And it seems to be emanating from in the middle of the rocks. You can also see shadows moving about in that ghastly light. You are currently around about, we'll say 100 feet away from where it is.
Well, that certainly doesn't look good.
Are we gonna try to sneak up?
I feel sneaking would be a little bit better than running in guns blazing, but I don't know how much cover we'll get.
Well, Miss Cara, Mr. Sly Dog, I'd happily tag along. I'll let you lead the way for now. Just to be warned, though, sneaking isn't exactly my strong suit. So are you just going to try and stealth up to them?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. Can you roll me your stealth checks?
Are you in front of me or not?
I was thinking we could try and flank them a little bit, like one on each side, and our friend coming up sort of the middle. That way, if he fails his stealth check, then they're who he goes for.
So I wrote the right.
I'm so screwed. Oh my god. Stealth. Okay, yeah, 2.
21.
You did worth you friend.
Go.
Right. Just zoom us in a bit.
She doesn't sneak, she
Right.
just strides confidently everywhere.
So, Sly Dog went to the right.
Yeah. Is that zombies? That lay
Cara went
over
to
there?
the left.
Yep.
Sorry?
On the right side, there's like a lot of bodies in the top. Is that dead zombies?
Is bodies.
Yeah. You're behind right for the stone. I saw some bodies. More right. Yeah.
Yeah, up here,
Okay.
me, bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Seems that people or beings or maybe it's even the walking corpses themselves have been bringing bodies here.
Alright.
As you get closer to the evil eerie light, you get closer and closer, and the clanking coming from Chain and the twigs that Kara's stepping on, even though they're not the brightest creatures in the world, it gains the attention of 6 more zombies, all quite close to a heptagon on the floor, heptagram, sorry, on the floor, and in the center of the heptagram is a crystal floating in the air, and this crystal that's emanating this hellish light and floating about 4 foot from the air, and it's a foot in length. So, you have been spotted. Roll initiative.
Am I also spotted?
No, you are still
Yeah.
in cover. You're
I'm
still
11.
stealthy. Okay.
9 for me.
9 and 11. Okay.
Oh, shit. It's not fun to fight zombies while my level 1 because you have fucking no spell slots.
Right. So, just give me 2 secs while I do the zombies initiatives. Hang on a sec. Let me get rid of some of this crap.
Is that a zombie mage? Oh, fuck.
Zombie mate. What's going on here? Hey. Just a infusion. Right. So, the zombie mage has rolled. On initiative. Nice. Right. So, one zombie seems to be a bit more alert than the others. He starts ambling forwards towards Chain. What did you roll 11, Sly Dog, did you say?
Yeah.
And Kara?
A 9.
Sly Dog, you are next.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Let me move 15 feet up and to right or something like that. And
So-
yeah, and I'm gonna attack zombie number 2.
Yeah, go for it.
I rolled 11 to hit. And 4
11
total-
hits.
Yeah, 4 total damage. And his speed is reduced by 10. That is pretty
Okay.
good against zombies, so to not move
Mhm.
shit.
Right. Next on the list will be Kara, because I'm guessing that your dexterity is higher than 6.
Yes. Okay. So can Kara see the ritual circle type thing with the crystal from where she is?
Yes. Yeah, it's very evident. You're close enough that even though there's all this light coming off it, there should be tons of glare. It's still very sharp and very clear, and everybody can see virtually every detail of it from where they're standing.
Okay. So seeing how many zombies there are, she's gonna see if she can try and stop the zombies. So she wants to see if hitting the crystal will do anything. So she's gonna try and aim an Eldritch Blast towards the crystal.
Okay.
That'll be 16 to hit.
Okay, so the Eldritch Blast hits the crystal square on, and the energy from the blast seems to just wash across the crystal surface, and the crystal itself remains unscathed.
Damn. She's gonna be like, well, that didn't work, and back the hell up.
Can I ask something? How big is the crystal? Is that a fist size or a head size or? How big is the crystal? Is that a big
crystal-
hand size or head size?
It's-
Or?
Yeah, it's 1 foot in length, and it's floating 4 feet off the floor.
Oh,
One-
when I hit it with Eldritch Blast, did it get moved towards me at all?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it's easy to pull the stuff once you hit it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I know, but it still didn't.
Okay.
I was just seeing if it was stationary or not either. So, okay, sorry.
So, where I've moved you back to, Cara, is that where you had in mind?
Yep, that's good.
Directly backwards? Yep. Okay. And I've just realised I haven't rolled initiative for Chain. 2 seconds. Doesn't have a modifier on his dex. Oh, his armor's weighing him down. Right. So, zombie number 2, after having gotten hit by Ray of Frost, Sly Dog is creeping and moves his reduced speed towards him. The zombie mage moving closer. You see him gesturing wildly with his hands, or as wildly as a zombie can. But only gurgles come out of his mouth and nothing happens. Zombie number 5. And a sec while I locate zombie 5. There they are. Heads towards Cara. Zombie number 1 does the same. Three and 4 head towards Chain. And there we have it. Back top of the round, Sly Dog.
I'm gonna attack the number 2 with a Ray of Frost.
Mm-hmm.
I roll assist at the end, so that is 11.
Yep.
And he take 8 frost damage.
Oh, very
Shoulder.
nice.
And I'm
Yep.
gonna move 30 feet straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4, 6. That puts you there.
Yeah.
Okay, Cara.
Okay. She's going to. She's gonna instead aim an Eldritch Blast over at the mage that she can see.
Okay.
18 to hit.
That hits.
So that's 4 damage, and it's pulled 10 feet towards me.
Okay.
And she's gonna back up a little bit more. Just try to kite these guys as best she can.
No bother. Okay. Zombie number 2. Sorry, go on, mate.
So when you attack with an endless blast, you choose about you want to pull or not, right?
Yeah, well, I have Grasp of Hadar, which pulls a creature 10 feet towards me.
You should
Eldritch
choose.
Blast hit.
You should choose to do it, right?
I don't know if I choose to or not. I thought it just happened. You can push, or you can pull. Sorry. Yeah. You can move the creature. So yeah, I can choose to do it.
Or not? Yeah. Okay.
Are you happy with the decision you made there? I don't mind if you want to go back and change it while it's still your turn.
I'm happy with it. If one of them gets to me, Kara's okay with it. She's good with one-on-one combat. She doesn't really want to be surrounded.
Okay. So, zombie number 2 was shambling towards Sly Dog at its reduced pace, Sly Dog has nipped off faster than it can travel. It swivels round though and follows.
Yeah, zombie is not fucking smart.
Oops, I forgot about zombie number 4. He is. What am I doing? And he manages to hit Chain for 2 points of damage. Okay.
Chen seems like a badass. He'd just laugh that off, right?
We shall see. Right. The zombie mage. Hang on a sec. That's the zombie mage that you attacked earlier, wasn't I? Apologies. I'm moving the wrong one. There.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't
Right.
even notice.
I only did when I went to do his turn. Never mind. Right. Continue shambling towards Kara. 5. We'll do the same. And it's Chain's turn, so he will attack Zombie 4. And he hits it. Oh, I've forgotten the dice roll on a great sword. Is it D12?
2d6.
2d6, that's right. Oops, hit the wrong button. 2d6. And he smacks it for 12 damage. Smacks it a good one. Okay. Zombie number 1 will continue, as will zombie number 3. Okay. Top of the round, zombie number 4 will have another swing at Chain. This time missing. And Sly Dog, it's your turn.
How to say? I'm gonna shoot the zombie with Ray of Frost.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll 9
Yeah, that hits.
and 4 total damage.
Another 4 cold damage. No bother.
I like to work closer to the ritual mat, but 10 feet higher.
Yeah. So 10 feet higher and then the
13.
there.
Yes, that's right.
What's this one? Okay. And Kara.
All right. Kara is going to move up right into Zombie Mage's face.
Okay.
And she's going to reach out her hand again. And the black tendrils are coming out. And she's going to cast Arms of Hadar again. So
Okay.
that's a strength saving throw. DC is 13 for all the zombies around her.
Yeah. 2 seconds.
I think it'll only get the 3. So
What was the range again? 10 feet, did you say?
yeah,
Yeah.
10 feet.
A radius of 10 feet around her, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, zombies, that's fine. And Constitution saving throw. Sorry, strength saving
Strength.
throw, wasn't it?
Yep.
plus 3. Okay. So, 2 fail it miserably. We shall say that we'll go from left to right. So that's zombie number 5 and the zombie mage fail, and zombie number 1 passes.
Okay, so that is. So that'll be 6 damage to those who failed, 3 damage to whoever passed, and
Right.
the 2 that failed lose their reactions this turn.
Yep.
So Kara will then book it with her remaining movement speed to Char Livingston. Is that his name? Char?
Chain. Yep.
Chain, yeah. So.
Right. Do you want to be stood next to him or just behind him, or?
Sort of like behind him. Basically saying, okay, I did my thing. Now your turn.
That's fine. Okie dokie. So, zombie number 2. He's gonna again come. Slide dog's gone. Swivel. And moves his dog. The zombie mage, gurgling a little bit more aggressively than he was before, went after Kara and reaches her. He extends his hands and he swings, but he misses quite badly.
Nice.
Zombie number 5 follows suit. This time hitting for a total of 6 bludgeoning damage. Finally, zombie number 1 moves in. Instead of attacking Kara, though, he attacks Chain.
It's not nice. See you.
And he
Oh.
does 5 damage.
Did the zombie crit?
Right.
The one zombie?
Yes, but that's the way I've got the macros set up, so it still only did 6 damage.
Ah, okay.
Right. So, finally, zombie number 3. Sound. And he attacks Chain as well. And misses. Okay, back up to the top of the round. Zombie number 4. He takes his swing at Chain. Oops.
You don't tell us when he looked bloody or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also misses. Sly Dog, it's your turn.
Where's the Twister?
Right smack bang in the middle of the pentagram.
So if I shoot the zombie now, I don't get cover or stuff like that, right?
No, as far as you can tell, the light emanating from the crystal isn't harmful in any way. It just seems to be a side effect of the magic that's happening in this
Okay.
place.
I don't attack the zombie. That is 17
Yep,
and 7 total damage.
yep. The zombie looks like it's about to fall to pieces.
Yeah. Don't
And
roll high.
so it's a
12.
12 DC. Yep. And yep, it picks itself up before it can start dropping down, and the magic seems to keep it animated, and it keeps on shuffling forwards.
I move over to the Tristone.
Okay.
Like 4 square to the side, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long
No
as
bother.
somebody did not get me, so that's fine.
No, because it's still moving at the half speed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okie dokie. So Kara.
She's just gonna yell at Chain, I hope you have a plan, and stab down into the zombie mage with her
Okay.
rapier.
why are you not using your boomer blade right now?
It wouldn't do too much because it only if they move after I've hit them, right? That's when it does damage.
You don't do damage now?
No, it'd still do my normal melee attack damage, and then on the hit, they suffer they take the damage, and then they become sheathed in booming energy until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And if they willingly move before then, it would immediately take damage. So I'm assuming it's not going to move to do anything other than attack me. So,
okay. That is level 5. You do thunder damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's 23 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Oh, nice. 8 plus. So that'll be 11 damage.
And that was on the mage, is that correct?
Yes.
The zombie mage, sorry. Yep. This thing looks like it's about ready to drop to pieces. Right. Zombie number 2. It's getting even more hated as this little race goes on. Start towards Sly Dog. The zombie mage retaliates against Kara as he's noticed that she's just attacked him, and 10 misses, does not.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Okay. Zop will follow suit. 13.
That's my AC, so that would hit me.
And it does 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay. 5 zombie 1. Which one's zombie 1? Is that zombie 1? I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's getting a bit tangled down there. That's zombie 1 there. Okay. So zombie 1 is there and is going to attack Chain, which is next to it on its right. And it misses. Chain is going to continue attacking zombie number 4. And he also misses. Nice one, Chain.
I trusted you.
And zombie, where are we at? It's zombie 3 that's left. Zombie 1's there. Yes. So zombie 3 will attack Chain. And that misses as well. So there's lots of flailing going on in there at the minute. Nobody seems to be able to quite land a blow as accurately and as expertly as Kara. So it's all a bit of a mess, all a bit of a kerfuffle. Okie dokie. Zombie number 4 is in his mindless rage, is going to continue. He hits, but only for 2 damage. Okay, I'll just move the thing up for you, Sly Dog, so you can see what's going on, and what do you do next?
Attack her with the Ray of Frost. It looked like lightning coming out. I do 7 damage.
7 damage, right?
Yeah.
Again, it looks like this thing's about to fall to bits.
Come on, roll bad, under 9.
Oh, hang on. 5 plus 7's 12, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So it succeeds, and it keeps on coming.
I don't know, just maybe. So the crystal, when I'm close, do I feel any magic around it, or?
Roll me an Arcana check.
18.
Yes, you feel magic emanating from the crystal. Very powerful magic, in fact. Now that you've focused your attention for a split second on it, it's almost painful how powerful this magic seems to be that's coming out of it. It's also unmistakably dark, this magic. There's no way that this could have a good purpose in any way. So this does indeed seem to be the font or the focal point of the undead plague.
Okay. Then, do I know if I hit it, it's gonna be destroyed, or is that a launder possessed? Do I know that?
I would say that based on the fact that you saw Kara's Eldritch Blast have no effect, and based on the power that's emanating from it, you know that simply trying to attack it with mundane means, or even magical means, any kind of direct attack is probably unlikely to break this crystal.
But then, I gonna move 30 feet down.
30 feet straight down.
Yeah. Behind the stone, right?
And meanwhile, yeah, you're just by the stone, yes. And Kara, what do you do next?
I'm gonna try. Let's see if I did that. Okay. So I'm gonna aim an Eldritch Blast at zombie number 4. That's 15 to hit.
That hits.
And it'll be 8 damage on him.
Okay.
And if I pulled him 10 feet closer, could I like slam him into the back of zombie 1 and try to like knock them both over?
Roll me an athletics. Yes, athletics check.
Okay. That's probably not good. 6.
I would say that he's pulled forwards, but he essentially just bounces off the back of zombie number 1, and they both right themselves and continue.
Okay. Tried to do something fancy.
It was a good idea. The dices were against you.
Yep. My lack of strength.
Right. So, zombie number 2 is getting rather frustrated at following Slydog around in this fashion. But being that he doesn't know any better, carries on all the same. Circles, that's quite funny, actually. Right. The zombie mage attacks Kara again, doing 2 damage.
Okay.
Zombie number 5 follows suit, 2 damage. Five. Zombie number 1 attacks Chain. Chain attacks zombie number 4. Can't believe I forgot to set the macro for Chain. And Gordon Bennett, he also misses. He's doing terrible, right? Finally, zombie number 3 attacks Chain and hits him for 7 damage. Good job, he's got high HP. Yeah.
I also have
Right.
high HP, but it's also level 1.
Right. So, zombie number 4 back at the top of the round.
Gonna kill everything.
He attacks. Poor Chain's getting it hard now. He hits him for another 7 damage. Okay, Sly Dog.
Yeah, I've done a Ray of Frost, the thing. For
Zombie 2
5.
again?
Yeah, 5. Yeah, and I need to kill it somehow.
It's hanging on, like, isn't it? It's hanging on. Right.
Yeah, I hit it.
Oh, your rave. Your rave frost goes off. Looks like it's about to take its head clean off, and then it just kind of jerks itself, and its head snaps back into position, and it keeps on coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna move down to the left. 30 feet straight down, 3 stairs to left.
And then 3 squares to the left.
Yeah.
Like that?
No,
Right.
30 feet down
Is
and 3 more 30 feet down after the stone, right? And 3 to the left. It's just easier to say it because you can move dielectric as the one movement. Just
right. Sorry, my apologies. So,
Yeah.
thinning fashion.
Yeah,
Right, so that
30 down,
2,
3 to the left. Yeah, that's...
there.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, there.
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie. Right. Kara.
Okay, Kara looks like she's starting to get pretty bad. But she's gonna take a swing at the zombie mage and see if she can try and finish it off.
Okay.
8.
8 hits.
All right. For 5 damage.
Okie dokie. It looks like it's about to drop to pieces. And it just snaps itself back up again.
Damn
It
it.
keeps coming. I had it that time, like.
Oh.
That was 2 points lower. Right. So, Zombie 4 is going to attack Chain. And it hits for 5 damage. He's also starting to look a bit wary now. Okay. Sly Dog.
Yeah. I don't use Thunder Wave from this point. So hit Zombie 5 and Zombie Mage.
So it's like being aimed for about here to hit these two.
It's like 15 feet straight, right? So I hit the two only. I don't want to hit Tara. Since you think I hate her. Let me see. They need to make a Constitution saving throw. 13.
Right.
Yeah, +3.
Yeah. So 11 plus 3 is 14. So zombie number 5 makes it. The mage, on the other hand, does not.
12 thunder damage and 6 thunder damage to the zombie 5.
Okay.
And
so zombie mage gets hit by this blast. $12 damage, you said, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The blast hits the zombie mage, and he's hurtled to the floor, and he remains there motionless.
He don't. No, did he die?
He did.
Oh.
And as the zombie mage hits the floor, he's turned to dust.
Oh, nice.
Strangely, the zombie mage does not.
It gonna fly 10 feet away from me.
Sorry?
Gonna fly 10 feet away from me. Because it failed his save.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah. So the mage's body, before coming to a screeching halt. There.
Okay. Slide out or run over to Tara and ask, "Is she okay?"
I've had better days, and you'll see Kara will take her hand, which still has a little bit of the blackish energy, but she'll touch her chest, and you'll see it turn white for just a brief second. And she's just casting her healing hands on herself. It won't make her look any less fucked up, but she has slightly more hit points now.
Okay.
And she'll yell out, "How you doing over there, Chain?"
He'll look a bit ragged himself. He'll be scanning the area, but he'll acknowledge your question. He'll say, "Well, that went a damn sight worse than I was expecting it to, I must admit. But at least the job's done. Those zombies at least won't be bothering anybody else."
Slydog, what did you do to make them all drop? Was it just killing this mage?
I think so. I think he have summoned them or something like that. So if he dies or go down, they'll probably disappear. But I don't know. We need to test his body to make sure.
For sure.
Slide out the road, move up, and loot at the daughter. Or the zombie mate.
Okay, roll me an investigation.
Sorry that. But my roll was pretty good, so 18.
Okay, you look over the zombie mage, check the tattered robes that encase the corpse's body, and an ancient tome. The tome itself is bound in what looks like vellum, possibly could be skin. There's no way to be sure, it's that old. But on the front, embossed in what you can only assume is blood, is the word Normanomicon.
Not a Tomaton?
Normanomicon.
The evil boot of evil boot. I don't look at a card and don't say. I'm pretty sure I hear stories about this, but I don't know about I hear that. Do I need to make a cheat to about and know what it is?
Yeah, make me do me a history check first of all.
Nope. 2.
Right, so you've heard of the book vaguely, but you can't remember where and you can't remember what it might be about.
It's probably a drunken sailor that told me about this book, and I throw it to Tara. It should be very powerful.
Kara's gonna look at it and see if she can figure. Like, can she read anything inside of the book?
You open the book. Some parts look like they have got the two destroyed to see, but you find one picture that is legible. And Kara, this is what you see.
Okay. What does it say? Because Kara's got eyes of the Runekeeper. She should be able to read any written language.
Ah, okay. In that case, the words shift about and they become this.
I cannot read that anyway.
I can read some of it. I don't know enough German or whatever that is to fully get that.
According to
the Primordial?
Google.
Is it saying the Primordial?
That's well, it's in real life it's not primordial, no, but in the game, as you say, it is actually of the primordial language.
If I go up to her and I look, and I can also read it.
Would you like to translate?
Translate that bullshit? I cannot translate that bullshit.
Is that no? Right, okay. Google lied to me then. That was going to be a little present for you, but never mind. Hang on.
Is that German?
It's supposed to be Dutch, according to Google.
Yeah, because it's not German. It looked half German, half English, half Danish, so that's Dutch, yeah. It's fucked up.
Where am I?
Why did not to Danish? It's be much easier.
I've done the wrong language, haven't I? I do apologise, mate.
Yeah.
Never mind. Not enough work by the sounds of it. Right.
Why you
so, no, that's fine. Can't see anything else. So this is what it says in once your primordial skills have translated it, and Kara, once your magic has allowed you to perceive it, it reads, if the necrotilists you wish to destroy, religious rites you must employ. A soul was used and twisted dark to accomplish this evil art. If to end this curse you were, the soul within you must inter.
It seems as though it's a riddle. And she'll look at Chain and be like, "You have a holy symbol, right? You're a religious man. What do you make of this?" And she'll repeat that to him to see if he's got any ideas about it.
Well, this is troubling indeed. This is very, very troubling. It seems that that crystal has a soul trapped inside it. We need to find a way to free the soul to end the spell.
So the soul within you must inter. Does that mean we have to bury it or get rid of it somehow, I'm assuming? And we can only do that with religious rites?
Yes, it seems that way. We've got to find a way to get the soul out of there first.
And I don't know about you guys, but I did aim my magics at it, and it did nothing. There's got to be a different way to get the soul out than just trying to crack the crystal.
Let me see. Did I loot? Did the corpse mace or zombie mace have more items on him in the book?
Apart from the book, no, he did not.
Okay. I'm gonna take my Elaine pin and just go and try to hit all what I can and the fucking crystal. That is a club I'm gonna hit with.
Yeah. Roll
15,
me an attack roll.
15 to hit.
Okay, you smack your pin across the side, and nothing happens.
Interesting. What if we tried to get rid of this pentagram or ritual circle, and she'll see if she can like drag her blade across it or anything to try and disturb the actual ritual symbol?
As you're doing that, Chain will look at you and he say, "That probably won't do any good. Such symbols, they only used to ignite the spell. It probably no longer fuels it in any way, especially if it's got a soul inside. No, there's got to be a way to open the crystal itself, perhaps." Does anybody? You both seem to be able to read that language. Can you speak it in any way?
I just speak it. I do not look at how to talk to a fucking soul in a gym. I don't know. I just made something up, right? And I'm gonna say primordial.
Okay.
Kill soul. We
Yep.
are come from the divine power to free you.
Okay. So the instant you start speaking in primordial, you hear the wind picking up. The crystal itself seems to stop pulsing this light. It seems to grow dim for a moment, and then you hear this otherworldly voice in primordial, and it booms out seemingly out of nowhere. So you have come to destroy my necrotalist. If you wish to do so, correct command word. I will give you 4 tries, for this amuses me. On the 4th try, if you fail, you will all join my army. And as the booming voice finishes, the pile of bodies that Sly Dog saw earlier The voice booms once more. Your first clue. For life, you need me to pump.
And Kara will look at Sladar and be like, "What's going on?" Because she can't understand spoken primordial, but she can read it. So she's like, "What's going on? What was that about?"
Basically, the soul talked to me, and he sounds evil, and I got 4 tries to guess the command word, or we gonna die. So,
Oh, lovely.
first clue is for life, you need me to pump.
For life, you need me to pump. Well, I would think that would be your heart, would it not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, yeah. So, I'm gonna say from your heart.
The booming voice comes back in the sinister laughter and says, your first guess is false. You have but 3 more. You hear the moans from their bodies getting more insistent, and 1 or 2 of them look like they're about to pick themselves up. The voice speaks again. For life, you need me to pump. I am sanguine and required.
I'm gonna relate that to...
Interesting. Well, I'm obviously heart wasn't the answer, but
I don't know what it sanguine means.
sanguine, it has to do with blood, does it not?
So...
Blood and acquired.
Alive, you need. What about blood?
You can try it.
Blood?
It'll at least get us another clue.
Yeah.
All the while your conversing was continuing, the booming voice kept his sinister laughing going. And as you mentioned the word, the sinister voice, his laughter cuts off almost in a strangled, choking noise. How did you know? How could you find the solution so easily? A deal is a deal. And with that, the crystal starts to spin, starts to blacken, and starts to crack. As it spins faster and faster, pieces fly off and dissolve before they can hit you. And you see what looks like a dark shape in the middle of the crystal come out, almost like a cloud, or a shadow flying through the air. And you notice something that you never spotted earlier. Behind the pentagram is an exposed tomb, and the darkness flies into the tomb. As soon as the darkness flies into the tomb, Chain runs over with his holy symbol and begins muttering words that sound like a holy rite. And through the cracks in the tomb, you see the darkness begin to brighten until eventually it dissipates. The moaning noises that you heard behind you getting more and more insistent, quieting. And as you turn to look, you notice that all of the bodies turn to dust.
So I'm guessing blood was it.
Yeah. Why did we not guess it first? It's always evil stuff is always blood, blood, blood. But
It's true. You'd think they'd be more creative.
yeah.
They'd really stump us if it was like light or life or something. We'd never expect an evil dude to ask for light.
Yeah. Or a holy symbol or bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that light, Chain, does that mean our problems are over? Is the Normonomicon destroyed?
The Normonomicon remains the same. The oppressive feelings that you were all experiencing, however, have been lifted, and the night somehow seems to be more natural than it was before. You see stars in the sky, having only just realised their absence, and the wind itself seems to have died down to a normal natural breeze.
So the coffin or the gravesite is the paladin brain over there or the cleric?
Yeah. Chain is stood by the tomb, and he's completed his religious rite, and the soul seems to have been once again interred in the correct place.
So I expect we to not loot in the grave.
That's entirely up to you.
Do the soul get out if I open the grave?
It's only one way to find out.
Ever?
Chain, if we were to take a look in there, do you think the soul would be uninterred? Would we have to go through this whole rigmarole again?
In all honesty, it's a question that I don't think anybody other than who set this whole fiasco up can answer. The soul is quiet now. It's at peace. Whether disturbing it again would reignite the troubles, I honestly couldn't say.
Yeah. But if you just take a loot, no harm done, right?
That's entirely up to you, Sly Dog friend, but I'm going to be far away when you do.
Okay. Nice to meet you, and I don't give him a handshake. Still mad
He
on
accepts the handshake. Yeah, he accepts your handshake.
it.
Are you opening it, are you?
Yeah, I don't know. Open it.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
You mean athletics, right?
No, just strength.
Kara moves way back with Chain.
Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna use this one. 14.
You push with all your might. Heave.
I
Use your.
Two seconds.
Sorry, go on.
I think I have a crowbar too. Yeah, I have a crowbar to do with advantage.
All right. So you wedge the crowbar in first, then, and
Yeah.
once again you heave with all your might. You pull down on it. You manage to somehow get underneath the crowbar and get your full weight onto it. That seems to do nothing.
I
You
have
seem
19 with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing?
Still nothing happens. Chain lets out a small sigh of relief as he sees that, even though it was a titanic effort, the tomb remains sealed.
Is that a secret key or something to open it?
Roll me investigation.
Let me see here. Let's hit this one. Yep, 11, I think.
So you look about to see if you can't find a secret key, a secret way to open the lock. You start off looking around the tomb. When you can't find anything around there, you widen your search. And it's only then, as you get close to the pentagram and where the crystal was, that you notice that a crystal's destruction exposed a tunnel into the ground. And as you look about, you start to decipher that the rocks that are strewn throughout the area are in fact rubble and not rocks at all. The entrance, however, seems to be blocked by some sort of barrier spell.
Dara,
Are you dead?
no.
Oh my! What are you looking at?
There's a hole in the fucking ground.
Is it an evil hole?
I don't know. I think it's have been a ruin or something here.
Carol move closer and look at it.
Yep, Chain follows you over as well, and he looks around. Interesting. I heard rumours that there was some sort of ancient settlement in these parts. That would explain why a tomb would be all the way out here in the first place, I guess. This looks like it's some sort of mystical barrier. I'm not sure if we can bring it down right now, but if you're willing to wait, if you have patience, then I will study this barrier, and I will call for you when I find a way to break it down.
Oh, so we should go home now?
If you wish.
Or we need to wait here with you?
Oh no, this is going to take days, if not weeks.
Okay.
I would certainly recommend that you, at the very least, stay at the farm. I wouldn't stay out here. I'm going to ask for lodgings at the farm. But if you wish me to call you from Illumina when the time is right, then I will gladly make that pact.
We can say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think this is definitely something that needs to be explored. Can you tell if this barrier seems to be benign, or is it of evil nature? Like, is it protecting something, or?
Right now, all I can tell is that it's very ancient. It's going to take a long time, a lot of study to work out whether it's to keep things out or whether it's to keep things in.
Yes, well, it definitely deserves further study. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. But otherwise, you will probably find me in Illumina. Somebody needs to go back to tell Pincus that the undead incursion, at least for the moment, is halted.
Well, I don't know who this Pincus is, but by all means, you return to Illumina and I'll send word when I find a way through.
Thank you for your help, Chain, and your courage.
Well, I must admit, Miss Cara, I would need to thank you and Sly Dog. As it turned out, if you weren't here, I may have bitten off more than I could have chewed.
The zombies almost bit off more than they could chew with us.
Well, this is also true. Yes, that. I must admit, I was starting to get a bit worried in that last encounter.
I knew Sly Dog would come through. And you can kind of tell that she's didn't know that at all, but she's like faking it.
He just smiles.
As does Chain.
This is gonna be a true story.
Yes, Sly Dog, I suspect it probably will. With that, he escorts you back to the Abernathy farm, where you find Tom waiting outside, anxiously pacing in front of his porch.
Mr. Abernathy, we think we might have solved your little undead problem.
You have?
It turns out there was a very, very bad crystal that was spawning these particular undead creatures. We destroyed it and interred the soul within it. So hopefully you won't have any more problems. Our good friend, Chain, who we found on our way, is going to look into further where they were coming from in the coming weeks to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
As you're talking to Tom and relaying the stories of what has happened, he seems to grow pale and grey around the edges. He stammers something about thanking you for your hard work and thanking you for saving his farmstead. And for some reason, he no longer seems to want to meet your eyes as he hands over the 2 bags of 100 gold each.
I'm gonna ask him about about an ancient city or ancient village nearby.
I must admit, I've lived here a long time. I didn't know there was an ancient civilization around these parts. Not a village, not a city, nothing along those lines.
Okay.
Kara's gonna get up a little bit closer to Abernathy and sort of put her hand on his shoulder and like lean in close and be like, "You wouldn't happen to know anybody who might have opened a tomb in the past few weeks, would you?" Thinking, like, seeing that he was very, like, getting nervous and not meeting her eyes, and maybe thinking that he had opened it and released this evil.
No, I know of no creature in these parts that would open such a thing. Certainly no sentient creature, and I can't see animals doing something like that. No, nobody around here would have.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, I would like the insights too.
Yeah. Well, I'll let one of you can either both do it or one of you can do it with advantage.
We both should do it. It's just the same.
Oh yeah. It's entirely up to you, though, isn't it?
I got a 30-20. Modified 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I got a crit fail.
Maybe she's leaned in a bit too close. Maybe it's the fact that it's now dark outside and the light blaring from within is shrouding his features a bit too much. But no, you don't have a clue.
Use
Sly
all
Dog.
your energy to push up your breasts.
Well, Sly Dog, on the other hand, you notice that he's telling the truth about what he's saying, that nobody in these parts has opened it, but you find his phrasing a little bit off and a little bit odd.
Yeah, with a central being. Or...
Mr. Sly Dog, I honestly don't know. I certainly can't think of anybody that lives around here that would want to open such a tomb.
Yeah, but I don't ask about a guy who lived here that opened the tomb. I asked about, do you know anything that opened the tomb?
Well, clearly something did, but what that was, I couldn't say.
Why are you talking about celestial beings?
About what, sorry?
Why are you talking about celestial beings?
Celestial beings?
Yeah.
I didn't mention celestial beings, Mr. Sly Dog. I was just saying that I don't think anybody would have opened the tomb.
But I think your phrasing was a little bit weird.
Well, Mr. Sly Dog, I will just chalk it up to fright. I've never had the undead attack me before, or my family. I don't know what you want me to say, but here's your gold, and thank you very much. And with that, he hurries off inside, and you see Alan coming back out of the house, a lot more cheery than he was on the way there, and offering to take you back to Illumina.
Thank you, Alan. That would be wonderful. I hope you don't mind if I'm not much of a conversationalist on the way, though. I will be taking a nap.
Ah, that's absolutely fine, Miss Cara. I'll get you back as soon as possible. You can enjoy all the luxuries that you city folk enjoy, and we'll just have a nice, cozy trip back. Now that you got rid of all the Walking Dead, you can't possibly be in danger, can we?
There's always danger, but it's not as imminent. And she'll look back at Sly Dog and then look back to Alan and be like, and for God's sake, get this man a drink. I think he's earned it. And she'll hop up into the cart.
Yes, you're right, Miss Cara. He probably has at that. And Alvin quickly disappears inside the farmhouse. Comes back out with 2 kegs of ale on the way back to the cart.
Yeah, when he get out, he sees Sly Dog talk with probably one of the farm girls or something like that. If there's a one farm girl.
Now, Bessie, you leave the good Mr. Sly Dog alone. You just go back and get the tea on.
Okay. Fuck. Give me my owl and I'm gonna go and sit. Why do you need to ruin everything and I don't loot that tower?
Enjoy your mead. And she's just gonna like curl up and start falling asleep.
And he gonna slam in the tower. I just saved some victory things, but it take all the spoils away from me. Don't say it to the farmhand. But yeah. He gonna also curl up and sleep. He gonna drink because he didn't hurt.
I don't think you took a single point of damage, did you?
No. I tried it like a champ.
Right. So, in the interest of time, I'm going to say that the 4 days journey back to Illumina pass uneventfully, even casually. You get back into town, you feel actually quite refreshed on the way back, considering the ordeal that you've been through. And as you arrive back, he pulls up in front of the Unnamed Adventurers Guild and waits for you to get down. He shouts up as you're about to walk away. He says, Miss Cara, Mr. Sly Dog, sir, me and the other hands, we got together and we've just put a couple of a bit of a whip around just to say that we also appreciate what you've done for us. 100 gold sounds like a lot of money, but I'm not entirely sure whether, given how wealthy Mr. Abernathy is, he maybe could have parted with a few more coins. So here you go, and he chucks you another pouch. When you look inside it, it has an extra 50 gold
To share?
to share.
Okay. I'm gonna say thanks. And I'm gonna give a round in the tavern. I'm gonna point at the tavern over from the guild. I'm gonna give a round in the tavern if you guys want to come.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sly Dog, sir, but I really must be getting back to my Bessie. And with that, he turns the cart around, and even though it's getting dark, he probably should be stopping in town. He trundles off into the night.
Cara will run after him real quick, and or when he's not looking, she'll put her 25 out of that 50 gold back into his cart and just put her hand on his knee and say, if you need anything else, you know where to find us. And keep an eye on your employer. There's something going on there, but I think he knew a little bit more than he was telling us.
He'll chuckle at you a little bit. He said, oh, you don't need to worry about old Tom. He's just an odd sort of fella. But it's nice of you to say, and you can count assured, Miss Cara, if we ever find any danger in our area, even if it's just some of them big giant wolves that you hear tell of, we'll be shouting of you. We'll be shouting real quick.
Good to know. Safe journey, Alan. And
Thank you, Miss Cara.
Head back.
Yeah. And off he goes into the night. Right. Is there anything else you want to do before we end it?
Slide out and whistle to Tara. Are you coming? And he's standing in the doorway to the inn.
Coming. She'll join him for a drink.
And that sounds like a very good place to end. So as you wander off into the pub to spend your very well-earned cash, is there any thing you want to say at the end? Any shout-outs you want to give or anything like that?
Shout out to you for being an awesome DM.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks for you want to post the stream. It's probably the right word, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you both for coming along. I'm just apologetic at the technical difficulties we had with starting a little bit later than normal and with Roll20 not working the way we did, but we needed. But I'm sure I can work out what I did wrong there anyway for next time.
Technology is always the hardest boss.
Oh, it is. Right, I will stop the broadcast there. Thank you, everybody who's listened, and hopefully we'll see you next time.